right, these are the 20 most unhinged baseball opinions from my community of baseball. All right. The ghost runner on second base in extra innings is the worst rule in sports. I don't know if it's the worst rule in sports. I think one of the I think it's behind at least extra time in football/soccer that literally makes no sense. It's just an amount of time that nobody knows. Come on. How is that a real thing? Also, the whole yellow card, then red card, you're just ejected. That's a little harsh as well. So I think those things are just overkill. But I will say, runner in second, at least it's an unearned run for the reliever. And at least the game's over. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. What do you guys think? What's a different rule? Let me know in the comments. You also said the relief pitcher is the hardest position. Based. No notes. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. We should bring back spider tack, but pitchers have to wear it as eye black or face paint. So we get to put goo all over our face so you can see it. I like this idea. It's almost like disclosure. It's transparency at the end of the day. You just want to know who's using it and who isn't. Isn't that so hard to ask? Though you will have to kind of probably put tape remover on your face at the end of the day. It might be worth it. Grip the ball. I don't know if anyone saw the Dodgers versus Phillies last night, but they could have used some spider tack. So it was tough. It was tough to grip the ball. But I mean, add a caveat where we have to wear a sign that says "I'm a cheater" or something. Just shame us. I'll use it. I believe Matt Strom said the same thing. He's like, just give us what's on the batter's box. Just give us what's on deck circle, and we'll all be on an even playing field here. This is in reply to the torpedo bats. I think it's fine. I like this. I think it's a great idea. There should be regulations for worst team in the majors, promotions to the best team in AAA, aka regulation or relegation. And we already have two of the 30 teams playing in minor league parks, so we can't use that as an excuse anymore. Should we have relegation? If there was not an antitrust exemption, maybe. But unfortunately, that'll never happen because of money. We need to guarantee that markets are going to make the league money because guys, who are we kidding? Is it really about competition? The only reason we want good competition is because it makes more money. It's always going to be about that. Look around. Look what country we're in. It's always going to be about that. Well, for the love of the game or for competitive integrity, that will never hop ability to make money ever in the priorities list. It's over. Game over. That will come first every time. And I guess that's what it is. But at least guys like Vlad get $500 million. So, moving on. I like this one. I don't like this one. We need a salary cap. We need a salary cap. I mean, it's horrible that the Dodgers get whoever they want and they won't share. Okay, so first of all, love the tone here. Love the tone. Second up, that doesn't solve that problem the way that you think it is. It's an oversimplification. It's an oversimplification of the forces at work, kind of like tariffs. Same thing. It's being oversimplified, saying that if we just cap the amount of money, then the good teams will only spend that much, and then everyone else can also spend that much. And in reality, with the cap, will definitely come a floor, and the teams that don't spend any money still won't spend any money, and the teams that do spend money will spend less. There will be less parity. The Dodgers will actually be better if there's a salary cap, just like every other sport. Because once you get salary caps, it gives you more opportunity to work and get it's cheaper to afford more good players. Does that make sense? The Mets having to sign one player to a $750 million contract makes it so they can't sign all the best players. The Dodgers have a lot of good players. They don't have all of the best players. What that would look like is they would have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies. Like throw like 5 more good players in there, and you're like, oh, wait, shit. Yeah, and the floor solves nothing. AKA, we all know how Dick Monfort said it himself. Floor solves nothing. It'd be they would struggle to get to the floor. I'm like, then what's the point? It's the same thing, except for you guys just generally spend less money. That's the only benefit. So I don't agree with that one. Moving on. This is a hot take. I gotta be honest. Chase Dondalski says Justin Verlander is better and is more influential than Nolan Ryan. Thoughts? Chat, I'm going to let you guys get into this one. That, in my opinion, that actually hurts my heart because I grew up idolizing Nolan Ryan. Just throw as hard as you can. That's what I was told. Just throw as hard as you can. And I said, yes, sir, may I have another? But in terms of affecting the game, I mean, you could make the case. I think Verlander has, first of all, he's a Hall of Famer, hands down. He is one of the best strikeout pitchers of all time, hands down. Better, he might have been better, more influential, absolutely not. Though there is a level of influence on the analytics side and the pitch. He is biomechanically, he is kind of the poster boy for a lot of the evidence around sequencing and posting on your front leg and all that stuff. That's all Justin Verlander. So that's happening behind the scenes, so that's not hype related. But I still think Nolan Ryan, just what he means to this game and the true power pitcher, he was the first guy that was just like a bloody nose power guy, gonna blow your doors off. But I think maybe he was better, but definitely not more influential. I think you guys are right on top of it there. He also is never going to have his strikeout record broken or his walk record broken just because no one's going to throw that many innings ever again. Never going to happen. Another one here from Minion. The Dodgers are going to be good for the Verhaus, but get destroyed in the second half. Okay, bro. That's called, I believe, let me check the dictionary real quick. That's called wishful thinking. I don't think so. Man, I don't know about that one, Chief. This one's from Tyler. Pitch clock should definitely be only 8 seconds. What are you on, sir? You need help. 8 seconds? We're gonna have just guys puking out there, just like I gotta throw a pitch. No. We have Safeco. Joe says no pitch clock. I want to go to the park for 3 hours. I saw a great video recently that was explaining that baseball is actually supposed to be a slow game. It's like going to dinner. You're supposed to go and kind of half pay attention for most of it and then be rapidly capture your rapturous attention when things are getting, spicy. Right? You're supposed to go and hang out with your friends. You're supposed to go and hang out with your it's like going to it's like having a picnic and having a ball game in front of you. Like that's the type of thing it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be engaged the whole time. That's why going and getting concessions takes 3 innings. It's part of the experience. In France, they have dinner for 4 hours and just hang out with their people. We don't connect as human beings very well here. We don't. We're all just like, hey, I got to go make some TikToks or I won't be able to eat. But this video made a great point, and his overarching conclusion was, we speed things up. Our lives are built around productivity and just go. We got stuff to do tomorrow. We got to get up. We got to get up and we got to go do something tomorrow. So we got to be home by 9. And I understand you got to go to work, and I understand these things happen. Like, of course they do. But like, can we stop trying to jam things into these little windows we have in our lives? And he basically is like, baseball games are hard to go to because our lives are shit. That's basically why. And I was like, true. So the pitch clock, though I think is a resounding success. Yeah, I said it. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do something crazy right now. Rob Manfred, pitch clock was a good idea. I was wrong. You were right. That said, 8 seconds is insane. So stupid. Moving on. Bring back steroids. This one from Evan. Evan says, bring back steroids. Why not? It sure is exciting. Maybe we'll see someone hit 95 homers in 1 year. Wouldn't that be cool? No? All right. This one's from Jackson. Old school managers do nothing but hurt player development. I don't think that's 100% true, but you do hear a lot of stories. Stubborn old school managers do. Stubborn old school managers that refuse to learn, they hurt player development. I agree with that. I think that, and there is a level of the guys who are like, just be tough. Like those guys, they're overall a net negative for the league. But there isn't very many of those, if any, at all left. Because rub some dirt on it and just go out and yeah, I know you were out drinking till 2 a.m. Just go take your medication and you'll be fine. And for the day game in the morning, those days are over. It's not the 80s and 90s, right? You can't just throw fastballs down and away and be okay. Now, I understand if a guy can't throw a fastball down and away, you should maybe start there and then expand. But just pepper and sinkers down is not a way to get people out. Just the same way as just put the ball in play isn't necessarily a way to score runs or be productive or be a good hitter. It's more complicated than that. And we need people who are able to think and make complicated things simple. And the traditional old school, don't overthink things mentality is working less and less and less as we go on. This one was pretty funny because they were back to back. We have the Giants are the most underrated team in baseball, followed directly by Willy Adames is overrated. Which one is it? Maybe it's both. Actually, they are mutually exclusive. I mean, Willie can be overrated while the Giants can be underrated, but he was their big sign. So I just thought it was funny. I would love to know your guys' comments or your thoughts on this one, because obviously the Giants are 8-1. I think they are underrated. I think we're seeing they're a team that's scrappy. They just had to put things together a little bit, and I think Willy Adames can be part of that scrappiness. I think he's scrappy. So to answer both of them, yes and no. Is Willie like one of those guys who should have be a $200 million guy? I don't think so. I don't. Though he did take me deep. He's got a couple hits off me, I will say. I do think he's just a little bit more streaky. He's not like quite the complete player that some other shortstops are, but like he's worth close to that. I think maybe he's a little bit over, but like it's nominal. So I think that's not really fair to him. But I think his hit tool is streaky as it was, and he's in a park where it's hard to hit. So maybe. Torpedo bats should be illegal from in the running. Torpedo bats should be illegal. I disagree. Torpedo bats are just bats with the barrel in a slightly different place. They're the same thing. This has always existed. Adjusting bats, it's just a different way to adjust a bat, and it just so happened to produce 9 home runs in the game that we all became aware of it. That's all that happened. Okay? Relax. There should be more off days and healthier players. Yes. Currently, guys, Major League Baseball players play 162 games in 183 days. So just if you're at home doing math, that's one off day you play 8 games, you get one off day. 8 games, one off day on average. This includes the All-Star break. So it's more like 10 games on average for every off day. That's at the park from 1 to 10 every day. And then you get one day where you're not, many of which are flights, many of which are travel days. I hated teams that traveled on off days. I hated them so much. Hated it. So yes, I think that we could shave 10 games off and just keep the season the exact same length, and so many injuries would be avoided. It'd be crazy. Just like go 152, but money. It'll never happen. But that 10 more off days a year would be insane for health. It'd be insane. It would be crazy. It'd be crazy. So I highly I'm on board for that one. We will see a female pitcher within the next 20 years. This one's from Snow Catering. So two things on this. One, I hope so. And I hope she's a stud. Like I hope not only is there a woman that plays in Major League Baseball, but I hope she is just throws flames or like invented a new pitch or something. I hope it's just like a crazy whirlwind of those situations. But I will say it's just like football and there's a reason there's two different. I know this is not the best. I hate talking about the subject and being all slow about it, but you got to talk about it. There is physical differences between the majority of people. But baseball, I think, is the one that maybe negates that stuff more than most. But if it will be a pitcher, the best chance is a pitcher, because generating the force to hit a baseball is very strength related, but pitching isn't necessarily strength related. Flexibility and like kinetic chain have a lot more to do with it. So I think there is a path. Now, are we talking about a woman coming and throwing 100? Probably not. But there are women out there that can throw high 80s, low 90s, 100%. 100%. 100%. But different sports are different, right? It's like, it would be like maybe like college wrestling, for example, that's directly strength related. There is a strength discrepancy. I don't think anyone can deny that. Generally, just on average, a big strength discrepancy. So if it's strength on strength, if that's a big part of the sport, you're just not gonna see a lot of parity and parallel there. But at baseball, pitching specifically, maybe there's enough parity to where it could happen. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know, it'd be something we've never seen before. Who doesn't want to see that? Okay, moving on to the next one. There's something different about the baseballs this year. Oh, what? What? Are you insinuating the baseballs are different? What? Be careful. Be careful, sir. Oh, what year is it? That's all I'm saying. Are the balls juice? Oh. Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of homers happening. Who knows? Ball's been changed like 6 times, so I don't know. I don't work there anymore. All right. Anthony Volpe can go down as the greatest shortstop ever if he reaches full potential. 40-40s, 300 average, GG defense. No. He's very good, but like, no. I've seen nothing that indicates he could be the greatest shortstop of all time. Not a single thing. He's good. He's good, and he could be very, very good. He could be a star. He could be a recurring all-star. But he's probably never going to be the best shortstop in the league that he's in, ever. Probably. He's pretty good. But I don't know about ever. I gotta say one thing. It's sticking in my. I just gotta say it. That was spoken by a true Yankees fan right there. That was as Yankees fan as I've ever seen anything. But I like that you like him. And you know, it'd be great to be wrong. All right. Last couple here. Nolan says Barry Bonds should not be in the Hall of Fame. What do you guys think? Should he be in the Hall of Fame or should he not be in the Hall of Fame? Are we going to let them all in or are we going to let none of them in? The one thing with Barry, and that struck me and that I don't like, is the lack of accountability. The denial and all this kind of stuff, and lack of accountability and lack of like, hey man, I messed up and that never happened. Still to this day, still hasn't happened, and that's a big part of me. Growth is important. That's a big reason why Pete Rose was still never let back in or absolved or at least pardoned for his. I mean, he got pardoned by the president, but he wasn't pardoned by baseball and put in the Hall of Fame because they were like, hey, you still bad in baseball? He's like, yep. Okay. So you haven't changed at all? Then we're not going to, what? You know, like, so. A lack of accountability across the entire generation, though, right? Yeah. But But like the same guys who are also not accountable are not in the Hall of Fame either. Mark Guire, Roger Clemens, like these guys are also in the same boat. Like they're also not in. So like I think they shouldn't be in either, unless they admit. Oh, well, did Mark Guire eventually admit it? I think he did. I don't remember. But like A-Rod got caught, he admitted it. Manny admitted it. Chad Allen, the first name on the Mitchell report, was like, "Yeah, yes, I did." And I'm sorry, but I had to do what I had to do to get in the big leagues. I was like, I love you still, man. I'm sorry. I wish you didn't do it, but so I don't know. It's more of like it almost feels like it's insulting your intelligence. You're like, dude, we know. Can you just can we move on? And when they will not do it, it's just there's too much ego involved. And when there's too much ego involved, I have a tough time throwing a bone. Does that make sense? I'm like, well, it's going to stay the way it is. So that's the way I feel about it. So I don't really care about who's in the Hall of Fame and who's not, because it's at the end of the day, it's a record of our game, and it is a club. It's just not that important. Maybe I do that because I was nowhere close to getting it. All right, we all know. Dane says we all know it was out. Why can't we go back and correct the books? Give Galarraga his perfect game already. I mean, at the end of the day, like the cool thing about getting a perfect game is feeling it that day. It doesn't really do anything after the fact. Like he knows he got a perfect game. Everyone knows. So like saying it was a perfect game or not, like it's not like it's in front of our face and it's not all the time. You have to go look for it. So like it doesn't really do anything at this point. It's just over, kind of, right? But he is a perfect game. He should be in the list of guys with perfect games though. Maybe that's what you're talking about. All right, we only have a couple more here. I think $700 million contracts are completely unnecessary and ruin the market. Maybe, because I think that's this was before Vladdy signed his. Now Vladdy got $500 million, which is an overpay. It's an overpay, but like they had to give it to him because of the markets. So like, I like it though, because he's a player and he got his money. He got lots of money, and teams had to pay it. But like now Kyle Tucker's going to benefit, and now there's going to be because of the Soto signing. Honestly, the Ohtani thing didn't change things much. Actually, I lied. Ohtani set up Soto. So like, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I think maybe some dominoes fell. But again, it's not really making teams less competitive. So you can't really make that case. If you get to first, but this is our final one from Cade. If you get to first before an infield pop-up is caught, you're safe. I love this. If the ball's honestly, let's just say for anywhere. If the ball's hit, maybe if it's an infield fly, you get to first, you're safe. And if you can get to second by the time a ball is caught in the outfield, you're safe. Interesting? No? Okay, I thought you might think it was interesting. All right, those were 20 of the most unhinged takes from the internet.